He is also known as Hawk494Edward on Instagram.
Hey everyone, this is Edward Underhill. I'm streaming on my channel as well as Chase from Burnoutinc, aka that guy with the gloves. We are no less than 24 hours away from WrestleMania 33, so this was kind of an impromptu thing that I asked Chase to do, and he was more than happy to say yes. Thanks for doing this, man.
Yeah, no problem.
So what match do we want to do to start the night off?
I guess just simple one-on-one, you know.
Alright.
Get the crowd to pop. Yeah, it still says waiting on my end. Oh, come on. Whew. Anyway, what'd you guys think of TakeOver, those who watched it? I thought it was a pretty good show. I thought there would have been at least one title change. I thought Ember Moon was going to take the belt from Asuka, but to my surprise, they did not do that. But it's pretty damn awesome. It's a pretty good match. Oh, come on. Why is my laptop doing this?
Oh, your laptop's having problems too, huh?
Yeah.
Mine took a while to load up.
Did you accept my invite?
Hang on.
Because yeah, all I'm seeing, it still says waiting. Yeah, that's right, you did. A couple people in the chat watched it with me. I'm considering doing like a live stream again tomorrow for it, but doing like both YouTube and Instagram, sort of what I did when I was watching the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, I could see you doing that. Are you gonna do like a post-show review after the show's done, depending on what time it finishes?
Maybe, you know.
Because I really enjoyed the Hell in a Cell and Survivor Series ones that you did.
Yeah, I probably will then. If people liked it, then I'll do it. Like I said, I just sort of needed to take a little bit of a break from stuff, but yeah, I'm slowly getting back into it.
Yeah, and I totally get why you and Cap take the long breaks that you do. I mean, doing that stuff like you guys do, I can totally see why you'd be burnt out after doing it, you know, however long it takes you to get like something like Chase Arcade or Meltdown finished.
I'm slowly getting back into it though. Like I'm getting the new set for Chase Arcade done today, or done. Like last night, I had a year. God, why can I not talk right now? It's been so long. I am off my game. Does it still say waiting on your end? What's it doing?
I'm at the selection menu for the one-on-one match. Do I have to go back to something?
I think you just need to accept my game invite.
Okay.
Yeah, so
where do I go for that?
If you hit the PlayStation button, and then you should just go up into where like your friends and stuff are. It should say there's like a...
Yep, I got an invitation. Yeah, I got it. Okay, I'm at PlayStation Plus. Okay, this might take a little while. Sorry, dude.
Dude, don't worry about it.
But yeah, I know Cap, when he was on Skylar's podcast, he talked about how he was, after doing Warzone for a while, he was really burnt out. So I can totally see why you guys take the breaks that you do in between doing the stuff.
Yeah, really what it was, my job just got way too hard to handle. So before I was doing this job, I was working at Walmart, where pretty easy job. I'm just on my feet talking to customers and stuff like that. So it was like when I got home, yeah, I had that feeling of, God, I want to kill myself, but I still had enough energy to where it's like, okay, I want to get on YouTube and do something, or I want to play games, or it's like I still had energy after work. This job that I was doing, I basically drove from store to store to store, stocked shelves, rotated products, and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
Well, they added beer to my rotation of products.
Oh no.
Beer is so fucking heavy to work. When you're
Yeah.
doing like 9, 10 hour days, you have to lift these 24-pack cubes of beer all day now. It's ridiculous. And they added on all this product, and they didn't take anything away, or we didn't lose anything, and we weren't getting any new people in. We were supposed to have 1 to 2 more people join our routes for this, and they still haven't done it, and it's been 2 months. So
Wow.
I had enough, so I had to get a new job, which I did, thankfully. This new job is going to be excellent because I'll be in one store all day, just doing like resets where, hey, we want our shelves to look different. Can you do that? Sure. Bam, done. You know?
Yeah, when I was in high school, one of the things that I did when I was at a little supermarket near where I used to live, I mostly started out just facing the shelves, like, you know, making everything look nice, putting the old stuff up at the front and the new stuff at the back. And I was also at the same time like putting new products onto the shelves, giving the manifest to the store manager and whatnot. So I can totally get why retail would be a pain in the ass to do.
Yeah. Did you? How's
Yeah, I'm in the
friend...
private lobby, by the way. I'm just trying to get that sorted out.
Okay.
But yeah, I did get your invite to play.
Okay. And you hit accepted?
Yup.
Okay. I wonder why it's still saying waiting. Matthew the Sausage, hello. Josh Kelly, haven't filmed anything for BPW, dude. I'm still setting up the arena. But once I
when he shows up, it'll be worth the wait, folks.
Yeah.
Watch Chase Arcade, watch the last part of Meltdown, and you'll take my word for it.
This 92 DDP is so god-awful. I love it.
Yeah, sorry I don't have all the characters unlocked. I bought the accelerator when I picked up my copy of the game back in October. But the thing was, I didn't buy it off the PSN. I bought the game code for it. And the thing was, they couldn't generate the codes fast enough because I guess the game was really popular when it first came out. So I went back the next day, asked if they had it. So they gave me a code. I entered it when I installed the game. I think it was Friday night. And it didn't work. So I've just been going through the game as I go and just unlocking the characters, the arenas, the belts, and whatnot. I do have Goldberg unlocked, though, because that code worked. That I pre-ordered when I pre-ordered the game back in September.
Gotcha.
So tomorrow night we got WrestleMania. So what are your hopes and predictions going into the show?
We may not make it if this live stream doesn't start.
Sorry, I'm just trying to find us someone to play as.
Oh, okay. So you're.
Yeah, I've got
So you're actually...
Halloween Havoc on my end for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah, mine says WCW Saturday night. So I'm gonna start out with The Godfather. And Halloween Havoc sounds like a good arena to play in.
They should bring that back as an October pay-per-view for Raw or for SmackDown. Probably SmackDown would benefit from it better.
Yeah, they really should.
With the pumpkin.
Yeah. Yeah, they really should.
I haven't watched a whole lot of old WCW footage, but I did see that outstanding match between Eddie Guerrero and Rey Mysterio from '97. That was fantastic. Hi, Aaron Donovan.
Yeah, that match it's freaking unbelievable.
I've watched that on
Like
Eddie's as a DVD, and it's really good.
now that one spot where Eddie has him up like on a razor's edge on like the middle rope, and then Ray flipped it out into a Hurricane Rana. I've never seen anything like that. When I was a kid, it's just like that was like the most amazing thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, Eddie, I
Like
wish he was still with us.
yeah, even if he was just retired,
I
in
could
some
see him as a
capacity, I wish.
coach down in NXT, because he would really do a good job at that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it still says waiting on my end.
Interesting. Yeah, I just went into your live stream. Okay, I'm gonna try sending this again. So I'm gonna back out completely.
Okay, I'm gonna do that on my end.
Okay. Maybe it's team up we needed to do. No, that's not it. Okay. So I'm gonna send it again.
Okay.
Send invitation. Okay, do you see the invite?
Yep.
Okay.
Join, right? That's what we want.
Yeah, you want join.
Okay, well I pressed join.
There you are.
Okay, yeah, I see you.
Yep. We did it, folks.
Sorry for all the Sorry for all the technical difficulties, ladies and gentlemen, but yes, we are live. This is Edward Underhill. I'm here with Chase from Burnoutinc, aka that guy with the gloves. We are on the eve of WrestleMania 33, live streaming 2K17, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay. For this match, I'm going to be terrible DDP.
And I'm gonna be the American badass, the Undertaker.
Right on. I'm gonna get revenge on you burying me.
I did turn off all the settings though, so the entrances should be off on my end.
Okay.
And the music, everything else is off. The only thing we're gonna hear on my end is the crowd noise.
Yeah, the entrances wouldn't have the music anyway because of the copyrights.
Yeah. I totally
for some
get
reason.
that.
Yeah, I'm not saying DDP is terrible, dude. I'm just saying his outfit is terrible. This isn't a good outfit. Not even for the 90s, this is not a good outfit.
Yeah. I'm really looking forward to the DVD that they're releasing for him in April, actually.
Oh, I've got the entrances.
Yeah, I've got it on my end too, but I think the entrance music's turned off.
I can hear it on your end. It's weird. I can hear it through the headset, though. It's all good, though.
But yeah, getting back to WrestleMania 33, what matches are you looking forward to the most on the show? And what are your hopes for it?
Jericho versus Kevin Owens is the match I'm looking forward to the most. I think.
Yeah.
I think theirs and Bray Wyatt versus Randy Orton. Theirs has had the best build up to WrestleMania. They've had the best long-term build up. Like, this thing's been going on with Jericho and Kevin Owens since SummerSlam, when they first became best friends and whatnot. So I just think the payoff for that is going to be amazing. He's not hurt, dude. It was an April Fool's prank.
I'm still really gutted that it's not a title versus title match. I brought this up in my predictions video that it should have been title versus title. I just think that would have been a way better match. but I'm still really looking forward to it. And I think it's kind of funny that they got two Canadians fighting over the United States Championship.
It is pretty funny. Oh, God. The Durster Taker.
Yeah.
As he almost took out that entire guardrail section.
I'm kind of gutted he doesn't have the do-rag in this game, though, but I do like that he has the Dead Men in Cat.
Yeah. I prefer Big Evil Undertaker over American Badass, but still, I'm
American
glad
Badass, Big Evil, it's technically the same thing. It's the biker Undertaker.
True, but with the Big Evil, his hair was shorter, and he had more of a, you know, more of a heel persona.
Yeah.
He was in much better shape during his Big Evil run, too.
But yeah, match I'm looking most forward to. As I said, Jericho and Owens is probably the match I'm most excited for, but also Triple H versus Rollins, if that match does happen with the rumors that Rollins has pneumonia, so they may very well pull the match from the card and replace it with something else, but I don't know at this point. We'll probably won't have a clear answer until tomorrow night.
If anything, I would pull him, put Balor in.
That's what I was thinking too.
Or put Kurt Angle in. As far as I know, Angle's healthy.
I think he has to pass a physical first, though.
True. Me with my my pink leopard print. You will fear the leopard. Bang. Referee Ball Johnson.
Crap! I struggle with getting back into the ring.
It's L1.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome. That's right. Hug him. Hug him. Haha.
But yeah, I'm really glad they inducted DDP this year. For what he did to Scott Hall and Jake, he deserves it.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, I got to see Jake Roberts last year.
I know you mentioned that.
That would not have been possible without him. I'm not certain on the Hardys. Everyone says that they're still with Ring of Honor, so I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know if they'll show up or not. I did bring that up in my predictions video. I wouldn't put my money on it just yet, but if they do show up, it'll be cool.
Yeah, I agree. It would just be absolutely amazing, especially if they do it right. You know, have the lights go down just completely. No music, no nothing. Lights come back up. There's the Hardys in the ring. And
well, it depends on what time the ladder match goes on too. If it goes on like really early in the show while it's still daylight out, that might be a problem.
Well, that's why I wouldn't do it at Mania. I would either do it at Raw or SmackDown, so that way they could show up and they could be holding Vanguard 1 and just make it look like they teleported. And see, that's something I would kind of want to see the Hardys work out with WWE, because I think they're still the Ring of Honor tag title. They're still the Ring of Honor tag champs. They're the Omega tag champs, and I think they have the Young Bucks Super Kick Party championship belts. I would bring them in, but maybe work out a deal with them to where they could still go and work the independent shows, and they could bring their belts onto like, you know, Raw and SmackDown.
But yeah, Triple H versus Rollins, I'm hoping that match is good despite Rollins' knee injury. I don't know if it's going to live up to the match between Triple H and HBK at SummerSlam 2002, though, but I think it'll be a good 4.5 star match at the best.
Yeah, it's so much of this match is, it's like, I don't know what's legit and what's not in wrestling anymore because of how they've done things. It's like, does he actually have pneumonia? Is his knee really as bad as they say it is? You know, it's like, I can't know. But yeah, I'm right there with you. I'm hesitant to think that it's not gonna. To me though, it's not gonna hold a candle to Michaels versus Michaels versus Triple H, because that's my favorite match of all time. And I love Seth Rollins, but he's not Shawn Michaels.
He is almost a modern day equivalent to HBK though, but HBK is slightly better.
Michaels could pull off both face and heel. Rollins, he hasn't gotten he doesn't have that face persona down right now. But again, we're also talking about a man who's retired versus a man who's still not really finding himself, because he knows who he is, but he's stuck on Raw. I mean, they're gonna screw up his character every which way from Sunday.
Yeah, fair enough.
Soup Bones. And a slap.
Favorite streak match also. What's your favorite Undertaker streak match?
Versus Michaels, WrestleMania 25.
Agreed. That's my favorite of the however many I watched. I think the first one I watched was the Edge match, and then from there basically I just watched them all. But yeah, that one's probably my favorite so far. Of the first 15, I'd say probably the match with Ric Flair is one of my favorites.
Yeah, WrestleMania 18 against Ric Flair. That was a great match. Like,
yeah.
It's a very underrated match in his streak.
Yeah, and it was also no disqualification match as well, which was great.
Yeah, because it allowed for Arn Anderson to pop in there, and I don't
want the chair.
Yeah. Should be circle, if you want to drop it. Yeah.
Okay, there we go. I was trying to get back in the ring.
Don't press the button. What are you doing? Just hold the button and press forward. Or up, or wherever you're at. There we go.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, I got it. But yeah, Orton versus Bray, I think will be a reasonably good match.
Nice.
I'm really glad that they gave Bray the belt after all the crap he went through.
Yeah, I agree, because it was very smart booking, too. The way John Cena was building it up and saying how that there's nobody on his and AJ's level, and Bray Wyatt's the guy that took out both of them.
Yeah.
Very smart. Okay, I guess my charge finisher just decided not to do anything. Ah, damn it.
Oh,
the Durster Taker. I can't catch him. He keeps rolling. That's kind of something I said earlier on my live stream. I'm really hoping Bray versus Orton is a lot better than their No Mercy match, but because that No Mercy main event, it felt so throwaway.
Yeah, I was surprised that went on last. I didn't watch the show, but yeah, I heard that went on last.
Yeah, according to a lot of people backstage, they were saying that the reason why it went on last was because the championship match went on first, because they were trying to pull viewers from like one of the presidential debates.
Oh, okay, that's right, because that was going on at the time.
Yeah. BEW Animations, yeah, I really like him. He's making some of the best customs I've ever seen. Like his custom figure of King from Tekken, that is a work of art. And he just he released a couple of photos of his Drago head sculpt. It's just absolutely amazing. And I'm a big fan of his animations.
Who are you talking about?
BEW Animations.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. By the way, the back of my singlet says DDP if anybody just wanted to take a guess as who I was. And now I'm going up.
And great down. Last ride.
Aww.
Rest in. Damn it.
Rest in 2 count.
Yeah.
Dude,
I also really enjoyed the match with Undertaker and Triple H from WrestleMania 17.
The one thing I didn't like was when they were fighting into the crowd and they showed the Undertaker chokeslam. They showed the Undertaker chokeslam Triple H onto a crash pad. Like,
yeah.
Kevin Dunn, why did you do that? Are you a moron? Yes, you are, but, you know.
I know I've heard that when Triple H and Stephanie take over the company, he's going.
I hope so. That guy, he is so out of touch.
Yeah, and he's pulled a lot of shit with the NXT guys, apparently.
Yeah, he's buried. He's been one of the guys that, like, really buried Tyler Breeze, I guess.
Damn it.
Yay!
Hey, we had a 4-star match. That wasn't too bad.
Well, what do you expect? I'm wearing pink leopards. And apparently he doesn't like Becky Lynch's accent.
I don't get that at all. I think her accent is great. And she's a good-looking lady to boot.
Yeah, her accent's adorable. It helps her stand out.
Okay, so I guess do we want to do a tag match next?
Sure. I did not watch Grimomania. I'm mainly just a fan of his toy stuff. So I think you got to back out all the way, and then I'll just invite you again.
All right.
We'll do Extreme Rules. That way we can use the weapons. All right, now do you want to do versus or do you want to do a team up?
We can do a team up.
Okay, so I'm going to send you an invite. All right, so that's AI. That's AI.
Good news, got the invite.
Yeah, I'm not the... I really don't like the idea of Raw talks because, like, SmackDown really needs talking smack because, again, they're not 3 hours the same way Monday Night Raw is. If Raw can't get all of their storytelling done in the 3 hours that they're allotted, then fuck them. That's
Raw
all I'm
needs to go back to 2 hours. I'm just going to get that out of the way right now.
Yeah, they really do.
I know so many people, including this YouTuber that I follow, Hazard F5. He was asked this in a Q&A video a few years back about whether or not Raw should go back to 2 hours or not, and he said it should. I just think having that third hour is way too long for the show to go.
Who do you want to take on?
Let's do the Outsiders.
Gotcha.
Who do you want to play as, though? That's the question.
Oh, I picked my creative character.
Nice. I'm not going to play as myself. My guy still needs a bit of work, so I'll go with AJ Styles. Why not?
There you go. No, I haven't seen Grimm's Game Channel. I know he's got like 3 or 4 different YouTube channels, so that's pretty much the only reason why I haven't seen it is like I just don't have time to follow them all.
I'm not sub to Grimm's channel, but I've seen some of his videos.
Let's do WrestleMania 31 during the daytime. Even though Kevin Nash is probably pissed off we're not in the main event.
I will say though, what do you think of the stage this year for WrestleMania?
It's insane. I love it.
Me too. I think it's one of the better stages they've done of the modern Mania shows.
Yeah, honestly, when I left my job after on Friday, I thought about it. I'm like, what if I just hopped on a plane and tried to find a ticket? Oh, what?
Oh shit, did I do something wrong?
No, that's probably me. I don't.
I pressed
God.
the good to go button.
Yeah, I know. I don't know why it did it this way.
But yeah, Undertaker versus Reigns. What's your opinion on that?
I think it'll be a good match.
Me too. I think Reigns will be able to give Taker a reasonably good match. If it sucks, I'm gonna be really unhappy for both of them.
Yeah, Southpaw Regional Wrestling, that was some of the best YouTube stuff WWE has ever done. And it seemed like a lot of that was very SmackDown heavy, so good up. Like, that's what they need to keep doing. They need to keep doing that. They need to stop with their shitty advertisements. Like, I don't want to watch Sasha Banks selling me Jolly Ranchers, even though I could watch her suck on something all day long. That's neither here nor there.
This was a pretty cool set, though, also, the WrestleMania 31 set. I really liked the way it looked.
Yeah, the WrestleMania 31 set was a lot better than... I liked it better than the 30 and the 32 sets. Like, so far of the 30s, this is the best one. But, dude, that... they've got a giant ring and a roller coaster above the ring.
You can't get much better than that.
On the stage. Yeah, it's not above the ring, but it's on the stage. I mean, come on. So I guess it's me and Kevin Nash versus you and Scott Hall.
I think it's you again, me against Hall and Nash.
That is my Mass Effect armor. For Trey, who was asking me what the hell I'm wearing. But don't worry, I can't wrestle in it. It would be seen as a disadvantage. I'd just be spamming the meta jail anytime I get hit.
Yeah, but our ramp is long.
Yeah. What really pisses me off, though, they know this AJ Styles entrance is wrong, and they never patched it.
Oh, they didn't patch it? I thought that they did.
No, he's been doing this, like, he comes out with his hands down to his waist. He doesn't bend over and then flip his hood back. Like, pretty much everything from when he starts walking down to the ring is good. But they should have went back and fixed the beginning part.
I'm also kind of glad they didn't do an interpromotional match between AJ and someone from the Raw roster like Balor or Samoa Joe. Because that would have been a really good match.
Yeah, that's got me scratching my head. I can't believe that they called up Joe and didn't have any plans for him at Mania.
He might be in the Battle Royal because I've got him as one of my picks to win it.
It just still baffles my mind. I mean,
but yeah, AJ and Balor, if they were in a match together, it would have torn the house down.
I was saying, okay, good, it is us. See, the way they had the menu spread out, I thought it was going to be us versus each other again.
Yeah, I did that on when you streamed with Skylar.
Okay. Because, see, that felt normal to me, where it's like you pick the side that you're on. But, again, this being 2K, they, for some reason, have, like, a real bad lack of oversight and quality control, so it wouldn't surprise me if they messed it up that way.
My only complaint with the ringside exclusive Nash, this is a bad segue, but my only complaint with that figure is the head scan. I wish they would have gone with the head scan that's in the battle pack. I mean, I don't mind the ponytail head, but I would have preferred the one with the hair flowing out.
I would agree. That's definitely more Kevin Nash from that era. The short ponytail, that's more something he had when he was Diesel. So I agree with you there. I love the actual face sculpt because that looks just like Kevin Nash.
Yeah, that they nailed. That they got right.
It's the hair that they botched. But yeah, that's one of my favorite Ringside Collectibles exclusives, were that and the Scott Hall.
Yeah, both of them are both great figures.
But there's going to be a new Scott Hall coming out soon, and it's more likely going
51.
to be. Yeah, it's got to be his red and black attire.
If not, it'll probably be his black and white from WrestleMania 18 or one of the other matches that he had in 2002.
Oh, good point.
I wouldn't mind a Bash of the Beach 96 attire either.
Yeah. Jericho versus KO. That's the match I'm looking forward to the most. I have a feeling if they do it right, the Raw women's match could steal the show, but I think there's maybe too many cogs in that machine. Too many cooks in that kitchen.
I'm not a fan of the fact that they've been hot potatoing the Raw women's title ever since Sasha won it from Charlotte back in the summer.
True. I mean, Bayley has held on to the belt since getting it. But honestly, if here's what I think they should have done. If you were just going to have Charlotte lose at a pay-per-view, she should have lost it at the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, I don't get that at all.
Like, what I think they should have done was have her beat Charlotte at the Royal Rumble, and then have her go on to face Charlotte at Fastlane. Have Sasha either turn heel or do what she did, purposely cost Charlotte the match, so that way Charlotte would have an excuse to get into the match at Mania. But I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. Crap, lost my train of thought. Sorry.
That's all good.
But yeah, the Raw Women's match, I think it'll be good. I predict that Sasha might turn heel in that match, if it comes down to her and Bayley.
Yeah. If she doesn't, she'll probably do it the next night on Raw. Up and down.
Ray Guerrero's asking if you saw the Hall of Fame. I did not, but Chase, I think, did.
Yeah, I watched it. It was great. Of course, some of the speeches ran on a little long, but they deserved it.
I'm so glad they inducted Kurt.
Yeah.
He really deserved it. I would have loved to have seen Benoit induct him if he was still with us, but I'm glad it was Cena.
Yeah. Yeah, don't ever expect to see Benoit.
I know, I've pretty much expected that we're not going to get him in the Hall of Fame, but
when Kurt in his speech was saying there's two guys I got to mention, and when he was talking about these people that really helped him out and stuff like that, I could have swore he was going to mention Chris.
Same. I watched his speech on YouTube, actually.
Yeah,
What sucks is if we get a DVD on his career within the next year or so, it's not going to have any of the Benoit matches.
Did you see the kendo fly up? That was pretty cool.
But yeah, they're not going to be able to include any of the Benoit angle matches that they had on his DVD if we get one.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, they showed Benoit briefly in a couple of the highlight spots with Kurt, but well.
Yeah, the cage match, I think, which is on Chris's DVD, actually.
Yeah. Might sound weird. I think Cena and Nikki Bella versus Miz and Maurice, I think the crowd is just going to be super 100% against Cena and Bella. That match is just going to be entertaining as hell.
Yeah, I've heard some of the stuff they've been doing, like the Total Bellas BS skits, have been really funny. Apparently.
Yeah, they were. Oh my god! And Maurice dressed up like Nikki Bella. She looks hotter than Nikki Bella.
I saw the clip of, I think it was Tyler Breeze dressed as Nick, and I was just like, oh god, how far he's fallen. That's just sad.
Yeah. Oh, that. Kevin Nash would never do a superplex, not even in the 90s. Okay, in the 90s he might have. Definitely not 98. Yeah, I'm pretty certain that's the whole reason why they're doing that, is because they want John to propose to Nikki in the middle of the ring at WrestleMania.
Do you think that'll be like a legit proposal or just like a kayfabe thing?
I think it's legit. I think they probably have this planned out, but it's probably for real. And now I'm targeting Scott Hall, and I just totally botched my move. Ah, damn it, Kevin.
Sorry, I had to plug the laptop in.
That's all good.
Do we think the Hardys are coming to WrestleMania? Asked Da Real Nah Dude. Probably.
I'm gonna play devil's advocate and say that they're probably not.
If they do, I'll pop for sure.
Oh yeah, well of course I will too. I mean, it's not like I'm gonna go, oh look, the Hardys did show up. Piff.
I'm just curious if they're going to do the broken gimmick or not, because I haven't watched the TNA stuff, but...
They will. I don't think Matt Hardy would give that gimmick up for anything. The crowd wouldn't let him. That's why they're popular now. I mean, that would just be real dumb. Like, oh, Hardys, we want you to come back for one more run. Delightful! But we want you just to be Team Extreme. This is going to be sort of a nostalgic run, the same way that we did with the Dudleys. And then Matt Hardy would say, that gimmick is obsolete! Speaking of tables, Scott Hall brought one in and he didn't bring any beer with them.
If we get a black and white Scott Hall, do you think we'll get the Nash to go with it? In Elite 52 or 53?
Yeah, definitely. Oh, Kevin!
You 7-foot sumbitch.
Yep, but you punched him in the butt, so... You hit Diesel right in the tailpipe.
But yeah, I'd imagine if we get the black and white 2002 version of Hall, we'll probably get a Nash to go with it at some point. If we get Hogan, that'd be awesome, but we probably won't.
Nah, Storm Collectibles has their Hogan coming out.
That's definitely a figure I'm going to get for sure.
Work of art. I love the way that Hogan looks.
Same. The minute I saw the photos of it, I was just like, okay, I'm getting this bad boy the minute it drops.
Yeah, I know. When I saw it, it made me think, okay, depending on how good that figure sells, they could sign other independent talents. So FTC wouldn't be the only other company making wrestling figures besides Mattel. Like if the Broken Hardys don't sign with WWE, Storm Collectibles could sign them, and they could make Hardy Boys, and that would just, oh God, the thought of it is just incredible.
But yeah, other matches on WrestleMania. The ladder match between Gallows, Anderson, Sheamus, and Cesaro, and Enzo and Cass. What's your prediction for that?
I don't think Enzo and Cass are okay. I lost my train of thought. I think Enzo and Cass are the strongest pair to win it. And I think Sheamus and Cesaro are the least likely to win it. Like, the safest bet would be that Gallows and Anderson are going to retain them.
Or the Hardys win if they show up, which if they don't, you know, that's fine. But I'm picking Anderson and Gallows to win.
Yeah.
Especially after the crap they went through at SummerSlam 2016.
Yeah, I know. It seems like the more shit you put up with in WWE, sometimes like the comeback from it it's way better. You know, like they correct the course a lot better. Not always. I mean, they could never figure out what to do with Damien Sandow, and why in the hell is he reversing every finisher I do?
I got him up for the Styles Clash.
Nice.
1, 2, 3.
Badass, sir.
But yeah, I still am pissed off to this day about what John Stewart pulled off, not only at SummerSlam 2016, but 2015 with Cena and Rollins.
What'd they do?
What he pulled at SummerSlam 2015 in the match between Cena and Rollins.
John Stewart. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I do not like. I didn't like any of that. It was like, really? You're going to have this guy get crowned the first ever WWE United States champion, and you're going to have a freaking gimmick with John Stewart? That was just ridiculous.
Yeah. What do we want to do next?
I'm going to back out and set up a Fatal 4-Way.
All right.
Wish it was easier to do this inviting crap. Like, why do I have to keep backing out, going into this, do this? It's just like, come on. Okay, so invite sent.
Okay, and I will accept. Gladly.
I was going to pick Nakamura, but I think I'm going to pick 98 Wolfpack Sting.
What gimmick match do we want to do? We want to do ladder match, Extreme Rules, Hell in a Cell table, Falls Count Anywhere, tables, ladders, and chairs.
Oh, I did Extreme Rules.
Alright. We'll do a TLC afterwards, I guess.
Yeah. Did you get my invite?
Yep.
Okay. Okay, I'll pick an opponent, and then I'll let you pick one. And then we should probably do like a women's match soon. I don't know what it is. They cannot get Kane's model right in any of these games.
Okay, you sent the invite and I accepted it. Hang on. Can we do this again?
Yeah, I'll let's see. Let's go all the way out again. Okay, invite sent. I guess, yeah, I should wait for you to pick your guy before I pick our opponents. Yeah, Kenny Omega, he's awesome. See, that's someone I would love it if like Storm Collectibles could make could make a Kenny Omega figure and make him in the same scale as the Mattel figures.
Okay, I've got some problems.
What's up?
I accepted it, but it's not working for some reason. I don't know why.
Okay, back out all the way to the main menu.
Yep, I'm in the main PS4 menu.
I was saying just go to the main WWE 2K17 menu.
Okay, I'm back there.
Okay, so wait for me to set this up. I'll go ahead and set it up as TLC. All right, so I just sent you an invite.
Okay. Okay.
There you
good
are.
to go. But yeah, the women's championship match for SmackDown. Who do you have winning that?
For the SmackDown Women's Championship, I'm guessing Naomi. I mean,
I could see her getting the belt back. Or Becky or Mickey or Asuka or not Asuka. Alexa winning the match as well.
yeah, definitely. It's either going to be Naomi or Alexa.
Okay, I've selected my guy. Who do we want to play as?
Or play against?
Play against, yeah.
Against.
Yeah, we're gonna get a Kurt Angle lead at some point. The Thought Break.
Yeah.
Thought Break kid, yeah.
There's no way we're not gonna get one.
What would be your choices for attires?
I'm gonna throw Sami Zayn in there, wearing his
Alright.
El Generico, dressed as El Generico.
Nice.
Now, we all know that Sami Zayn is not El Generico. This is just Sami Zayn dressed up as a wrestler that he looked up to. Do you want to pick the next one, or anybody that strikes out to the top of your mind?
Let's throw Balor in there. Why not?
Okay. I'd say for his first elite, I want it to be a defining moment. I know people don't like it when guys debut as defining moments, but I do. I want it to be Kurt Angle, WrestleMania 19. I want him to have the Undisputed Championship, his Team Angle attire, and I want him to have a fabric red Team Angle hoodie.
That's one of my picks too, but I'll throw these other two in there as well, and you can kind of fight me on it if you want. First one would be his, like, when he first started, because I've seen some old footage of that. Of him with the hairs from either WrestleMania X7, when he faced Austin at Unforgiven 01 for the WWF title.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't watched that match, but I've seen, like, highlights of it. Number two would be King of the Ring 2002 when he faced Hogan with the headgear and the wig.
That's a good one. I think that would probably be a second or third elite.
And then the third one would be WrestleMania 19 or Vengeance or SummerSlam 2002. Would be my alternatives.
I would want them to do...
WrestleMania 19 would be my first pick.
Yeah, I would want them to do. I would want them to do cowboy hat Kurt Angle.
Oh yes.
The only thing that would suck is that they would give him a rubber shirt, but at least they would give him like fabric cloth pants. So, and then he could have the little cowboy hat, and they could also give him a guitar. And then what would be cool is that he could also double as Milk Truck Kurt Angle because he was wearing that same attire just without the cowboy hat. Oh,
Do
and
you
also,
remember when he spoofed Cena and he had the visor and the jersey?
yeah, I do. Go ahead and hit ready.
What arena do we want to do for this match?
Oh, not Fastlane. Let me go back. I'd say either Capital Punishment or Bash at the Beach.
I was gonna say Fully Loaded or the War Zone, but I'm fine with Capital Punishment or the other one.
No, Fully Loaded's good. Okay.
They should bring that pay-per-view back.
I don't think it would fit their current market. I think
Yeah,
either Bash at the Beach would be a good one, and so would Halloween Havoc.
I'm not a fan of the fact that they changed Night of Champions to Clash of Champions, though.
I kind of am, because Clash of Champions was a WCW pay-per-view, so it's kind of cool to see that come back. It's pretty much the same thing. I think what they should do is, if they're gonna do Bash at the Beach, they need to do it like the old WCW setup.
Oh, with like the surfboards, the sand, and everything like that. Because I've seen the match between the Outsiders and then Sting, Savage, and Luger from '96. I've watched that match at least once on the NWO DVD.
Mm-hmm.
And I looked at the set and I just thought, that is brilliant.
Yeah, they need to do it like that, but they need to have the pool set up around the ring the way WCW used to have some of their nitros.
Oh yeah, they did. I'm not sure if Vince would give that the go-ahead or if Triple H would, just for safety reasons. But I see why you'd want to do why you would want them to do that.
Yeah, plus they would want the crowd to be up close or whatever, but still. If anything, okay, they don't have to do it up at the ring. They could have a pool or something up at the entranceway.
That they could do.
I would just want to see Kevin Owens powerbomb somebody off of the entranceway into the pool and have a guy sell it like death.
You should totally do that on Chase Arcade. Just throwing it out there.
Oh, you have no idea the crazy match types I've thought about. I thought of a Good Morning America match where there's two giant cereal bowls on either side of the ring, and the only way you can win is you have to knock your opponent into your choice of cereal. So you have Seth Rollins versus Kevin Owens or whatever, and Kevin Owens chooses Lucky Charms, and Seth Rollins has Frosted Flakes. So you'd have to knock him into the other cereal.
But yeah, getting back to set designs, I wish WWE would be a little bit more unique with their sets for the entranceway.
Yeah, a big reason why they don't is because of the amount of money that they put into like Minitrons and all that crap, you know.
Yeah, fair enough.
So they want those to get shown off as much as possible. But with what is going on with that cape? It is eating him alive. Just remember, folks, they could have patched this and they chose not to. But yeah, it's like, okay, they have the LED board. They have LED lights on the turnbuckle post now. They could go away from this a little bit, and they could start doing it a little bit differently. That actually looked really cool.
I think my one minor gripe with this game is the fact that they didn't put Kane's WrestleMania X7 attire in it. Like, I'm happy they put his 98, 99 attire in it, but
Yeah.
I wish they would have put his attire from Backlash WrestleMania X7 in it as well. Because it was in 2K16, which I didn't pick up, sadly.
Ooh. Do you remember GAC?
It may have been before my time, so no, I'm not entirely sure what that is.
Basically, it's silly putty, but it smells, and you know, it's more multi-purpose.
Oh, okay.
It's not as messy as it either. I had a idea for a match type where, again, it's like the Good Morning America match where you have to dump somebody into a thing.
But in this one, someone gets dumped into slime and they lose.
Pretty much. It's kind of I didn't have a name for the match, but it was more or less a play on how Nickelodeon, when they would do
the slime at the Teen Choice Awards?
Yeah, exactly. Somebody would get doused in GAC, or they would get dumped into it.
I'm really excited for that Ballard Club Finn Balor as well, by the way. I'm really looking forward to getting that. That's going to be a figure I'm going to pre-order for sure.
Yeah, I think it is available for pre-order right now.
Yeah, it is. Along with Elite 51 and a couple of Basic Series and a couple of the 2-packs.
Yeah. I kind of wish Mattel would cut one figure from every single Elite Wave and put it into making them look better. Like, I want them to make the faces a little more detailed and realistic. Because, I don't know, the cartoonish look where the eyes are always way too big and the faces are kind of never painted right, it's kind of wearing me down a little bit on the line, to be honest with you.
Yeah, some of the figures that I've gotten, the face paint work has been a little sketchy, but for the most part, some of them has been okay.
Yeah.
Like the Stings that I've gotten, no complaints.
Yeah, I'd agree with you there. I'm not a fan of the Elite 39 Sting, but at least it's painted correctly.
Yeah, the face is pretty good. I wasn't a huge fan of the fact that it had the t-shirt top, though.
Yeah, that was really dumb. I know they said they wanted to do something different, but sometimes just don't.
I am looking forward to the Hall of Fame Sting, though. That looks really good.
Yeah, he does. I still haven't found any of those figures yet, but
I need to go back to Toys R Us sometime and see if they've gotten any of them. The Toys R Us near my house still has Wave 3 and I think Elite 39 and the Lost Legends series.
Oh, I gotcha.
And the Walmart near my house still has the WrestleMania Heritage and Lost Legends Taker. And a couple Elite 38 Daniel Bryans and a bunch of basic Samoa Joes.
Yeesh. I was actually shocked as hell when one of my Walmarts finally had new Elites. They had Elite 48 on their WrestleMania end cap. I think the only one they have left now is Dean Ambrose, but like that's where I picked up Jack, Ziggler, Boogeyman, Rowan. I originally was not going to get that Eric Rowan, but I was just like, you know, it's a decent update. It kind of sucks they don't fix some of the problems with the articulation, but I like the sheep mask, so why not?
Yeah, that new Rowan, I really like it. I thought the first one was good, but I was really gutted that we didn't get a second one in like Elite Wave 30. So I'm glad we're finally getting a new one, despite some of the problems with it.
Yeah, it took them a long-ass time to make a new one.
Especially considering that the original one's now retired. Or discontinued.
Yeah. Oof.
Should Kurt Angle return as John Johnson? Yes. What they'll do with him, I do not know.
All signs point to him being the new GM of Raw. That's right.
Oh, jeez.
I climbed down the invisible ladder.
Which of the TLC matches between Edge and Christian, the Dudleys, and the Hardys was your favorite? Or that whole series of matches that they had?
X7.
Yeah, that was definitely my favorite of the bunch. I haven't watched all of them, but I've watched the Triangle Ladder match, the first TLC match, and the TLC 2 match. And yeah, TLC 2 was definitely the best.
It was just crazy to me that they never lost one of those against, when it was just those three teams, that they won the one at WrestleMania 2000, they won the TLC, and then they won TLC 2 at X7.
Yeah, and one of the things that they talked about on the Dudleys DVD was the fact that none of them died.
Oh,
like,
geez.
That's a miracle to this day. I mean, especially Jeff when he took the spear off of the ladder, or off of the cables.
Yeah.
Like, how did that not kill him?
I think, if anything, it would have messed Edge up more than Hardy, because Hardy took a bad bump, but it was like a good back bump. Edge had to land on like his head and his knees and his hips, and all that stuff took such a big toll on him.
Yeah, that I think had something to do with what happened to him, unfortunately, which still sucks.
Yeah, I mean, it's so weird how Edge and Christian won all of those matches, but they're the ones retired and the other ones are not. Well, Devon's retired now, but he had a comeback run. Like, he didn't have to retire early.
Yeah, I heard he's an agent for WWE now.
Yeah, he's behind the scenes at SmackDown.
Which, though, by the way, those Dudleys, badass figures.
Devon is by far the best of them.
Yeah.
The Bubba Ray is all right, but like the arms are too long. His like, it's weird. Like the deco on the back of him, where the Dudley Boys thing is, like the second I got it, it started to rub off. Like I was just touching and holding the figure, and it was rubbing off onto my hand.
I haven't messed around with mine too much, but mine still looks fairly brand new.
Yeah. His this sounds weird too. The back of his head was like really warped, and it was like sticking into his neck, so I had to pop the head off.
Oh jeez.
Yeah, I had to pop the head off, put it in hot water, and reshape it. So that's why he did not end up on my top 10 list, but Devon did.
Yeah, the Devon I've got no complaints about. My Bubba Ray's pretty good. Some minor paint complaints on the head, but otherwise else besides that, it's a good figure. But I'm hoping if they do flashback deletes of the guys that they'll be even better.
I don't know if they will or not, because I know
Bubba's in Ring of Honor.
He could still be signed to a Legends deal, I think. I'm not certain, but oh, I'm not gonna lie. I kind of wanted to see you choke slam me on the outside. Why are you not pulling him down? Jesus.
You talking to me or El Generico?
No, I'm actually talking to me, because I'm pressing the button to grab Finn Balor off of the ladder, and it wasn't doing it. Dude, I would love that if they brought back Sting as the GM, because I thought they were gonna, on my draft video, I was saying how much I would have liked it if
damn it.
Yeah, I really hate the ladder matches in this game. I love the setup to it, but
I haven't messed around with them too much, but I understand.
yeah. All right, so I'll back out. I'll do a couple more matches, and I'm gonna call it a night.
Yeah, okay, that's all good, man. I was thinking we probably could stream for about 2 hours and then call it a night.
Yeah. So we'll back
Because
out
I've
of
got
this.
some stuff I gotta do tomorrow morning before Mania.
Oh, it's all, yeah, it's all good. But yeah, see, to me, the one thing I do not like about the 2K games and about these games for a long time is that they went too hard into it's got to be realistic and look like the TV product, because it's just not as fun as the older games, as the SmackDown Here Comes the Pains. It's not as fun as WWE All Stars.
Which, by the way, I regret not picking up. I regret not picking that up for the Wii. I might pick it off of Amazon if I can get a copy of it for a good price used. But I regret not picking that game up when it was around.
It was really good. All right,
Why
so
did you take your All-Star stream down, by the way? I think I asked you this a while back and you never answered.
Oh, I'm not okay. I'm not gonna say really why I did, but I said something. I accused a wrestler of something, and I didn't have my facts correct. And
oh, okay.
I could not go back and fix it through YouTube. I could have pulled the live stream down and then put it back up, but it was just too much work, so I just decided to take it down.
Because that was a really good video, actually. I really enjoyed that.
Oh, it was that too, and WWE copyrighted the hell out of it.
Oh, okay. That's what I figured.
And that wasn't the main reason. I would have just left it up with the copyright strikes, but it was mainly because I was watching it back, and no one said anything to me, but I watched it back and was like, I should not have said this. I should have fact-checked that. So that's why I pulled it down.
Yeah, I totally get that, man.
Yeah, it's like, with me, if I'm really not happy with something, like, a lot of my really bad Doom streams, I pulled those down. I tried streaming Fire Pro Wrestling a little while ago, but those were all messed up, and it was just like, I don't want to leave these up just to get views. If it sucks, I'm taking it down.
Yeah, I totally get that, man. I did a live stream of Lego Star Wars The Force Awakens.
Damn it.
But I took it down after I finished because I didn't want to get busted for copyright, because I don't know how sensitive they are in that game.
That you should have been fine. See, if it's stuff that they put into the game like that, you should be fine. All you have to do is just tell them and say, hey, this is in the game. You guys can't bust me for something that they purposely put in the game, Like when WWE got me for those copyright strikes, I could have said, they put this in the game. It's not my fault. And I did that with a couple of my 2K16 streams. Like, I didn't finish what was it?
The Austin 316 showcase, yeah.
Yeah. I didn't finish that because of what they did in there. But when I did the 2K17 showcase a while back, where I could not beat Papa fucking Shango, they didn't hit me for that, even though it had video footage.
I was thinking about doing a stream of the showcase mode, but yeah, I wasn't sure if you get copyright strikes for that one.
In this game, it doesn't seem like it.
So do we want to do a women's match, or do we want to do a match with the guys? I guess we could do a women's match on this one.
Yeah, I was just looking through to see which... Oh my goodness. Gotta throw Dana Brooke in there. And Eva Marie.
Did you hear that she's not going to be coming back after her contract's expired?
Yeah. I can't say I'm not happy about it. I didn't really think she really didn't bring anything to the table. I mean, she had nuclear fucking heat, but...
Yeah, like almost Vicky Guerrero level heat for not being a good wrestler.
I like the stuff she was doing with Nia Jax, though. If they would have done it right, it could have been something, but...
Oh, and by the way, someone's trashing Kate Fearless on your end.
What's that?
The Thought Break Kid is trashing Kate Fearless.
Come on, guys. Let's be nice.
Let's keep the chat clean, folks.
You can be dirty in a bunch of different ways, just not towards each other. Let's see. Did you hit ready?
Are you playing as Bree, or do you want to play as someone else?
I know, right? No, I've never played as Brie Bella, so I figured I might as well just go ahead.
I'll play as Becky Lynch just because she's my favorite of the horsewomen, and that's not a comment on my taste in women, but I do think Becky's a good-looking lady.
I definitely agree. She is the tannest Irish person I've ever seen. You know, like usually when someone's Irish, like Finn Balor or especially Sheamus, they kind of play it up as like, oh, you have to be this pale Irish person, you know what I mean? But like Becky is just tan as fuck.
Yeah. I'm really looking forward to her elite. I'm really looking forward to her elite figure that's coming out.
Yeah, it kind of sucks that they can't get the shade of orange right on her hair. That's why I wanted to play as Brie Bella, so we could hear this horrible entrance theme. God.
I'm really happy for her and Brian, though, that they're going to be parents fairly soon.
Yeah.
Especially after all Brian went through. That's a whole other rant that I don't want to get into.
He really still wants to wrestle. I mean,
I'm torn on whether or not he should, though.
Yeah.
Especially because of what happened with Benoit, because I don't want it to go through that whole mess again.
Yeah,
because you know WWE would just jump at the chance to erase what happened at WrestleMania 30.
Jeez.
Even though they shouldn't.
Yeah. Ugh. It's weird how physically impressive Dana Brooke is, but I just do not want her anywhere on my TV. Good lord, that is a...
Yeah, I'm hoping that the 2K18 character model is better.
Her character model is so scary. Like, all of her outfits are god-awful and terrible. Ugh. Her ring music is terrible as well. Everything about Dana Brooke is just the worst.
I mean, she's got a good-looking physique, don't get me wrong, but she just needs to go back down to NXT and train a little bit more.
I don't think she needs to be a wrestler.
I mean, she'd be fine as, like, a manager or something, but yeah, just not an in-ring person, though, but...
Like, I'd rather have Eva Marie than Dana Brooke.
I am kind of disappointed in Becky's attire in this game. I was kind of hoping they'd go for something more steampunkish, like she had at WrestleMania 32.
Yeah, this is pretty much just like SmackDown Live Becky Lynch. But I dig it. I think the attire is pretty good.
I'm not saying it's terrible or anything, but I just would have preferred like her black and emerald green attire that she wore, I think, at SummerSlam.
Yeah, I hear you there. It'd be better if they could figure out a way to put more alternative attires in this game, or alternate attires. See, like here, this outfit that she's wearing, I think looks pretty dope. But I understand if like her entrance gear just doesn't wow you.
No, the entrance coat's amazing. I just would have preferred something different for her attire that she wears in the ring.
Yeah, in the next game though, they'll probably have it to where she like has the top hat and whatnot. and then just like, you know, tosses it around.
By the way, are you gonna get the SummerSlam Heritage Elite Mankind, or are you gonna wait to see what the Elite 51 looks like before you choose?
Say that again?
What are you gonna get the SummerSlam Heritage Elite Mankind, or are you gonna wait and see what the Elite 51 figure looks like before you choose?
Oh, is he? Mankind's gonna be in Elite 51?
Yeah, it's him, Hall, Styles, Zayn, Reigns, and the Berserker.
Oh, okay. I thought it was just Mick Foley. I didn't know it was. Okay. I gotta wait to see what they're both gonna be. I'm gonna guess that Elite 51 is probably gonna be a retread of his Amazon figure, just because a lot of people didn't get a hold of that.
I was gonna get that figure, but it's pretty expensive.
I got lucky, dude. I got it for like 25 bucks when it first came
I
out.
know, you mentioned that in the collection update that you did at the end of 2014.
Yeah. I was gonna do a new collection video at the beginning of the year, and I just didn't have time. I was just
Will you still do one at some point?
Yeah, I will. I thought about doing it for Mania, but then again, I didn't have the time. So I think I might push it back to. SummerSlam.
Yeah, I can wait for that. I mean, because I might do like an updated collection video at some point, especially now that most of my figures are loose. I might just do like a collection display or something like that, kind of similar to what Captain McKay has. But I need to get some new shelves for my room first. Plus, also, I'm going to be getting rid of some of my old stuff. I just took a load of stuff down to Value Village not too long ago.
Yeah, that's the other thing too, is like setting up all of those figures takes so long, and it requires so much. It requires so much room. It's just like overbearing, you know.
Yeah, and I know Cap mentioned he didn't want to have all of his figures. I think he had a bit of more of an old school theme going with his display.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about doing something similar to what he has. Not exactly the same, but similar.
Yeah. It's like with the last couple of videos that I did, like I had every figure set up in some capacity. And then, of course, you know, on the flashback one, they all fell down twice.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
So it's like I have not wanted to go through and do that again. And then it was like, okay, well, I could do it like Wadfigs and a bunch of other guys do, where they just like, oh, here's my entire bin of figures. I'm just going to show you one by one by one.
I think it's better if you just display them like all together and then just like go over each figure one by one.
Yeah.
Oh, are you fucking kidding me?
Well, that's about as long as a Divas match would last.
But I mean, seriously, Dana Brooke. No offense to Dana, but
it was her revenge for me telling her she sucks. Ay, caramba. Alright, so what do you want to do? You want to do 1-on-1, 2-on-2, triple threat, fatal 4-way, 6-man?
I think I know what I want to do for the last match, but I guess we could do a Rumble in the meantime.
I don't think we can do a Rumble. We can do a
Battle
Royal.
Oh, you're right, we can't. Oh, you're right, we can't. But, let's do a 6-man.
Let's see. We could do tag team, elimination tag team, battle royal, hell in the cell,
elimination
ladder.
tag team.
Okay, so okay, that'd be pretty cool.
I was thinking the Club, Anderson, Gallows, and Balor versus the Brothers of Destruction and Mankind.
Okay. Which side of that do you want to be on?
Bullet Club. Or Club.
Okay. I will be on the opposite side. So I'm gonna... So I will let you pick your Bullet Club, and I am gonna pick... probably Mankind. I don't think I've played this in a whole lot. Let's see. Arena-wise, I think I'm gonna pick Halloween Havoc. Is the basic 71 Seth Rollins, is that the SummerSlam one?
I think that's the gray and black one.
Yeah, I was also gonna say.
And John Johnson says that Trish Stratus is the best, even though he's misspelled Stratus.
It's all good.
I really want to get that Elite 24 figure.
I don't think I still have that one. I think I just have the Hall of Fame one now. I was kind of disappointed with that Elite 24 now that I look back at it. I think the face is just a bit off.
Is the Hall of Fame one the same head, just with obviously different hair and color and makeup, or is it a different head sculpt?
Nah, it's the same one. Looks a lot better though, in my opinion.
Do you think Trish will ever come back for one last run?
If she was going to, I think she was going to do it at NXT against Asuka, but she's pregnant, so probably not. She might show up for a match or something like that, but as an actual run, most likely not.
Oh, wait a minute. Okay, how do you select comms?
Oh, I gotta do that for you. Oh. Let's see. Download a Superstar. Okay.
Which Halloween Havoc arena is this? 96, 90, or 98? Or no, 97.
I think it's 97, yeah.
Yeah, because I think 98 was the orange one.
Blake, I thought TakeOver was pretty badass. The match between Nakamura and Rude was really good. I thought Nakamura looked really strong in it. Rude did an amazing job of avoiding the Kinshasa at every moment. So that move still looked strong. And Nakamura took 2 glorious DDTs, one off of the second rope. So got to give it to that guy. And it was kind of cool. Asuka actually cheated to win. Ember Moon was going for the Eclipse, and she pushed the referee into the ropes. Plus that tag match. That tag match was 5 stars.
You give it the full 5, huh?
I give that tag match. Okay. Now, I gotta pull it back. I would give it 4. When DIY got eliminated, it's weird.
Was it an elimination tag match or just a straight up triple threat tag?
It was an elimination triple threat tag match. And it's weird because, like, there were moments, like, when all three teams were still active in it, 5 stars, everything was working. Everything they did was popping the crowd. But the second DIY got eliminated, the crowd just completely turned on it. The match didn't feel the same. And it's just weird because, like, at the same time, Authors of Pain looked really, really goddamn strong. And I thought that was the right move. But, man, did it... It's so weird. Like, I just didn't like how they didn't bury the Revival, but man, the Revival just got the shit beat out of them.
When do you think they're going to come up to the main roster?
It'll be either the night after Mania or the SmackDown after.
Or the draft, depending when that happens.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see anywhere they can go except for the main roster. This is something that I kind of foresee as a problem. You know, they bring people up to the main roster after they lose their belts, you know?
Yeah, speaking of the
like
NXT tag belts, when do you think we're going to get those?
I don't think we are now. I don't know if we are now because they have the new belts that they made. I don't know if they want to keep making the old ones. But I think they still should. Whenever they make the Revival elites, they need to come with them.
I agree.
Like, that to me is the team to give the NXT tag belts to. Either them or American Alpha, but the Revival have held those belts for so long and so many times, it just would make sense to give it to them.
But yeah, getting back to the Elite 51 and Mankind thing, I'm guessing it's going to be one of 3 or 2 or 3 variants of them. One is King of the Ring 98. 2 is a slight variant of the Elite 17, but with blue sweatpants. Yeah. Or like you said, a reissue of the Amazon exclusive with a different accessory aside from the hair.
They could do one where it's Mankind, but from WrestleMania 15, where he had like the referee.
Oh yeah, from that match. That match was god awful.
Yeah.
That's not a fun show to sit through. I've sat through that show at least once, and it was not good.
No. Like the match between Austin and Rock is pretty damn good. It's not as good as the one that they had at Backlash.
4.5 stars at least.
Yeah, the one at Backlash was better, but still.
But yeah, the Brawl for All match was garbage. The Hell in a Cell with Taker and Bossman was terrible. The ending of it was even worse. The hardcore match was okay. Triple H and Kane was alright. Shane and X-Pac was decent. Sable and Tori was okay. The tag match was alright. And then the Four Corners match for the Intercontinental Championship was decent, or okay. But yeah, WrestleMania 15 is not a good show.
No, it's not.
And I paid $50 to get the original DVD.
Wow.
Yeah, I bought it like the very end of 2014 along with WrestleMania 2000. Which was like $117 with tax. Because it was the only copy that they had at the time that was available through a North American seller.
Wow.
But in the end, it's worth it because I now have all 4 of the WWF WrestleMania official releases. So it was worth it.
That's great.
Yeah, 18 I think I paid $5 for at Value Village. 17 I paid $34 for that show. Is a good price.
Now, did Paige actually quit? Did she release some sort of statement? I haven't heard anything about her quitting. I know after her stuff got leaked, I didn't hear anything from WWE.
Yeah, I'm surprised they haven't released an I think they did make a statement on that thing, but they haven't released it on the website as far as I know. I need to check the website at some point.
the best thing you can do is, yeah, the bet. Honestly, it's like the only thing you really can do is just to not acknowledge and move on. You know.
But yeah,
like,
it's gonna be interesting to see what happens when she comes back, if she does.
I don't know. You know, it's like, especially with everything going on with that movie with The Rock, I think they kind of just want to sweep her out under the rug because they really haven't had anything for her in a long time.
Yeah, ever since her feud with Charlotte at the end of 2015, as far as I know, she hasn't done a whole lot. Even though I don't watch the product that much anymore. I still follow it, but I just don't watch it just because I work nights. So it's really hard for me to like catch Raw and SmackDown after I get home, because I don't get home until after they're finished.
Yeah.
So it's like, do I PVR the shows and then watch them later, or do I just follow what goes on social media?
Yeah, that's what I was doing from like 2008 until 2011. I would catch a show here and there. I might catch Mania, but for most of that time, I was really out of it.
Yeah, I know you mentioned this in a Q&A video a few years back, that after the Kevin Federline mess, you were basically done.
Yeah, that was part of my slow, fuck this, I'm done.
Which I can totally understand.
It was the Donald Trump versus Rosie O'Donnell match.
Oh god, yeah, I remember that fucking match.
Jesus. What the hell was that? You know, just the fact that it was just too obvious that, you know, Vince was in charge of everything. This is him getting his shit in. I just couldn't do it. Couldn't do that shit anymore. All right, Mankind versus Luke Gallows, the WrestleMania match we all want to see. Only if he was still Festus or fake Kane. You
know, one thing about the Raw and SmackDown exclusive belts that I'm not thrilled about is that they don't have a plate that says SmackDown or Raw on them. It's pretty much just the same as the previous tag belts, just with colored straps and silver plates.
I totally agree with you there. Like, the tag belts are so uninteresting. The new and the old NXT tag belts are a million times better than what Raw and SmackDown has.
I mean, I like the concept of the colored straps. Like, that I don't mind. I just wish they would have done something cool with the plates. Like, just add at the top, World Wrestling Entertainment Raw Tag Team Champions, or WWE SmackDown Tag Team Champions. Or just add like a sixth play that said SmackDown Live or Raw. But they just pretty much just did what they did with the previous championship belts, which I wasn't a huge fan of.
Yeah, the thing I really don't like about it is how they have to call them the Raw Tag Team Champions, the SmackDown Live Tag Team Champions.
Whereas like back in 2002, they had the WWE Tag Team titles and they had the World Tag Team titles. I don't get why they couldn't just do that.
Right? Ugh.
But yeah, same thing with the women's titles too. I wish they would have made them a little bit more unique. I love the design of the belts, but I wish they would have added something a little more to it.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Like when they first reintroduced the women's championship at WrestleMania 3-2, I was a little torn on the design at first, but I thought, okay, I get it, because they want the women to be on the same level as the guys. So I like the design, but I just wish they would have, like, you know, if they were going to do the brand split thing the whole time, they should have added something to signify that it was on Raw, aside from just, you know, the plate color being red or blue.
Yeah, I totally agree. Like when I saw it, I liked it just because, again, it was different enough from the main title, even though it was the same design, you know? You had a white strap, you had the red backing and stuff like that. It's totally fine.
It's better than the Divas title, that's for sure. Which I was never a huge fan of, not just because of the coloring, but also the butterfly pattern on it was just like, why?
Yeah, when they unified the belts and they stuck with the Divas title, I was really sad. I was just like, man,
it's like
that women's championship has so much history to it. It's just such an
that
amazing...
women's championship design, I wish they would have just stuck with that. But with, like, because I was half expecting to bring that back with just the network logo. Because I liked that design for what it was.
Yeah. That's something I liked about the NXT Women's Championship. It felt a little bit like a throwback to that belt. But, you know, obviously before they changed it.
While we're on the subject of Kane, which I know was kind of a weird segue, but that Elite 47.5 Kane, I really do like it. I mean, I wasn't a huge fan of the removable mask at first, and I get why they did it, but I would have preferred the mask and the face were just as one piece for the next one that they do.
At this point, they've done... up until then, they've done 3 Demon Attire Kanes, a Corporate Kane, Basic, and Elite. I don't think this Kane was necessary at all.
Well, I was on the fence about paying a lot for the previous version, so that's why I was looking forward to it. But I totally get what you mean.
Yeah, I get that from, okay, we need to get a new one out there, so it just kind of is a cheaper way to get that. Totally understand that, and I get it.
Crap, I'm out.
That's all good. It's weird. It's got a lot of slowdown, seeing as how there's 6 guys in here.
Yeah, me and my friend, we played Super Smash Bros. Brawl a few months back, and we did like a coin match with all kinds of stuff added to it, and the lag was terrible.
Oh, nice.
Like, it was like slowed down to the max.
To answer your question, no, Kate. I have not made Fabulous Moolah or Mae Young.
I wonder when we're going to get figures of May and Moolah. Because I'm surprised we haven't.
It depends on their estate. They have to be signed to a Legends deal.
Oh, okay.
And their Jax figures are so expensive, I'm like, no. If I found their Jax figures at, like, a discounted place, or if someone on Craigslist was selling some... It's weird. A lot of WWE like figure lots have been popping up on Craigslist here and there, but never anything where it was like, okay, I needed to get this. Someone had a really good lot not that long ago. They had the Elite Vladimir Kozlov in there, and like they had Elite Cody Rhodes, and they had Ted DiBiase Jr. Like stuff I haven't seen in a long time. But it was just like, I do not want to pay the money for it.
How much was the lot going for?
$75.
How many elites was there in there?
There was 10 elites and like 15 basics.
Okay, I can see why you want to pay that much for it.
That is a really good price for that many figures. But I just dropped $200 on the Mezco Deluxe Punisher.
Yeah, so I can see why.
Yeah, to me, that's worth more than those figures. The Punisher is my favorite comic book character of all time, even more so than Batman. Catch me on a different day, I'll say Batman, but it's Punisher and it's Batman, so it was like, this is the one Punisher figure I need to own. I do not need to own these other figures.
Yeah, I can totally understand that. By the way, that Mezco Krister Judge Dredd figure, I am going to get it at some point because I saw your video of it. I saw Captain's inbound video on it, and it's like, I'm sold.
It's super cheap, too. It's like the cheapest
like $80
$112
I think,
Mezco
on
figure.
Amazon.
No, it's at like 54.
Yeah, on Amazon.ca, which is where I get a lot of my stuff from, it's like $80, which is not too bad.
Oh, yeah. Exchange rates, yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot.
But yeah, I'm not entirely familiar with Judge Dredd. I know there was a movie released a few years ago that had Carl Urban in it. But I saw your video, I saw Cap's video, and was like, if these two guys give it the stamp of approval, I'll buy it for sure.
Yeah, when you hold that figure and you feel the quality on it, it's unlike any other action figure I've felt in that scale. Have you ever like held a Hot Toys figure or one of those?
I have a Boba Fett that's similar to that. I don't know if it's made by Hot Toys or Sideshow, but it's in that scale. Like, it's 12 inches tall, it's got fabric clothing, and it's got two pairs of interchangeable hands, it's got his gun, and it's got like a stand for it, and it's one of my favorite pieces that I have. I bought it for like $180 back in 2014. Totally worth it. Great display piece.
Yeah, that's really what those Mezco figures feel like. Just high quality fabric material on a 6-inch scale figure. It's insane.
Do you remember the Toy Biz Lord of the Rings figures that came out in like 2001 through 2005?
Yeah, there's a store near me. It's a game shop where they sell video games and stuff like that. They actually still have a box set with Gandalf, Aragorn, Legolas, the Hobbits, and I think Boromir's in it as well. Like, I think it's the original 9 companions, minus Merry and Pippin.
I have a couple of figures mint in package, and I remember going into Walmart and Toys R Us as a kid with my dad and seeing those, and I will say this right now, I don't think the movies would have resonated with me as much if I had waited until I was 14 or 15 to watch them. Like, I was watching those movies when I was like 8 or 9 years old. And I remember for my birthday, when I turned 10, my parents gave me like a miniatures version of the Fellowship at a box set.
I see. Yeah, that's funny. That's the age when I did start watching those movies, because that's when they first started to come out. Like, I was like 14 or 15 when I saw the previews for the first Lord of the Rings, and I didn't like how it looked, so I didn't watch it. Well, it came out on DVD, and I watched it, and I said, holy shit, this is awesome. This is like how I felt seeing Star Wars for the first time. So then it was like, okay, I need to get the books. I need to read them, which I never finished them because they're long and they're boring.
They're tough to read, but they are absolute masterpieces.
Yeah, and I won't deny that, but it's like I bought the soundtracks to them because I love the music. And I loved the first two. The Return of the King, like, it's actually a movie I really don't like at all.
What were your complaints with it?
It felt really unfocused. Like, the camera work, the way certain things are shot, it doesn't feel like the other two movies at all.
Yeah, fair enough. And I mean, you know, it's cutting in or forth between, 4 or 5 storylines. Plus, they have all the stuff from the second film that got added to it.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people complain about the ending, which to this day I will defend, because he wanted to do Tolkien's story justice. And that's my stance. That's
totally fine. And I understand the multiple endings. I understand not having the ending with Saruman. Have Saruman in the movie somewhat. Have him do something.
Yeah, it was in the extended edition. Actually, they put that scene with him back in.
Yeah, and what sucks is when I watched the extended editions, it didn't fix any of the problems that I had with it. It actually made them worse. I thought that with Two Towers and with Return of the King, I thought everything that they added into it was worse.
And that's understandable. I totally get that, man. Because I didn't watch the extended cuts of the last two till I was like in high school.
Real quick, I just wanted to answer something. Nick's Championship Wrestling, that version of the Punisher, that's the regular version, which I actually want to own that as well. The one I'm talking about, it's the Deluxe Punisher. It comes with a lot more than that version. Like, there's like 20 to 30 guns with the one that I bought. It's insane.
And Chugga Neutral says he wasn't 2K, wasn't lazy enough to edit Taker's model a little bit. Yeah, I like this version of Taker, but I wish it would have had the longer hair.
Yeah, they should have made his WrestleMania 32 attire.
But yeah, getting back to the Lord of the Rings figures, I had a few of them growing up as a kid. Like, I had a few of the miniatures ones. I had the Fellowship. I think I had an Orc. But the 6-inch figures, I had 2 figures of Frodo, and I have Legolas and the Bilbo from the prologue mint on card in the half-circular packaging. They're in my closet.
Nice.
I need to put them on hooks on my wall. I've actually got a couple of Robot Chicken figures as well.
Nice.
I've got the 2-pack of the Scientist and the Chicken, and I've got a Candy Bear with a bear trap.
Oh god, that's one of my favorite skits of theirs.
Yes!
Ever.
Yes, the Michelle Trachtenberg as the Candy Bear screaming at the top of her lungs after getting caught in the bear trap. That was gold.
Yeah. I'm gonna run to the bathroom real quick, so go ahead and take over for me, and then I'll be right back.
Okay. Okay, so answering questions on Chase's end of this, on his half of the stream. Kate Fearless says she made a custom of TNA Knockout Winter. I remember her vaguely from when she was in TNA. It sucks that she had to leave WWE though, because I mean I didn't remember a whole lot about her. Tim Drake says he made a custom of Sanity. Very nice. I'm curious what they're going to do with Sanity, though. Even though I don't watch a whole lot of NXT, I am curious as to where they're going to go. I could see them winning the tag titles. I do think Eric Young might win the NXT Championship, and I do think that depending on what they do with Asuka, I could see Nikki Cross winning the Women's Championship, and then them basically taking over the NXT. But you never know. They might do something else.
So apparently I got tagged in, huh?
Who are you playing as?
Mankind?
But yeah, getting back to Robot Chicken, who is your favorite original character that they've had on the series, such as like the aliens, the nerd, Matt and Seth, some of the other characters that they have on the show? Who would you say is your favorite?
God, it's been so long since I've seen Robot Chicken. I don't even know if I could answer that question, to be honest with you.
If I had to pick my personal favorite, it's the nerd.
Yeah, the nerd's pretty good. My favorite skit that they did was either Triple H versus Dakota Fanning, or...
Oh god, I remember that!
Yeah, it would be that. It would also be like the historical wrestling where they had
Benjamin Franklin, the Wright brothers, and Gandhi, yeah.
Yep. I almost got it confused with Celebrity Deathmatch because I remember Gandhi fought Genghis Khan, and I was like, okay, I'm getting them mixed up.
Apparently, I think, if I remember correctly right, they mentioned this on one of the commentaries on Season 1, that some of the animators worked on Celebrity Deathmatch.
Yeah.
Which I've never seen.
It's horribly dated, but it might be worth a watch or two.
I'll look it up on YouTube when I have the time.
Some of their matches that they had were just as bullshit as actual wrestling, where it's like, come on, have an actual winner or something. I don't know.
Oh, and Anderson's using the ropes for leverage.
I know. What's funny was I wasn't even going to kick out of that. I was just going to let him pin me.
But yeah, one of my favorite Robot Chickens segments. There's a few that I'm a fan of. The nerd ones with him and Scarlett Johansson is one that stands out. Him in the Tron universe. That's another good one.
Yeah.
Those two. The stuff with the bloopers host. Here's one that. Do you remember the anti-drug PSAs that used to air in the 90s with Rachel Lee Cook? The one where
Yep.
she's got the frying pan and the egg.
Yep.
I went back and watched the original version of that ad. It is almost shot for shot the exact same. Just they took it a step further.
That's funny.
Yeah. She's done quite a fair bit on that show, actually, though, as far as voice work goes. She did the voice of Zelda in one bit where she gets rescued by Link. That was pretty funny.
Nice. One of my favorite ones that they did was the Joker in like Shawshank Asylum or something.
Yes, that was one of my favorites too. That's one of my all-time favorites.
Mainly because they got Mark Hamill to do
Yes.
the voice. Yeah, it's just perfection. There was that, and I really liked the one where Skeletor and Lex Luthor, and I forget who the other two guys were.
I think it was Mum-Ra and the Cobra Commander, the one where they're stuck in traffic on the highway.
Yeah.
That's another Season 1 classic. There's a few other ones from Season 1 that I really like. The Unsolved Case Files with Santa Claus.
Yeah.
The Big Brother horror movie. And, oh crap, what was that one that they did? The movie spoilers where they had, like Empire Strikes Back, The Crying Game, Sleepaway Camp, and The Village. That was one of my favorite. It's I think around mid-season 1. There was also one that they did with Joey Fatone that was, I think, a parody of Karate Kid or something like that. I don't remember the movie they were exactly parodying, but it was something like that where he avenges the death of NSYNC, and he enters like a mixed martial arts or karate type tournament, and he gets trained by Pat Morita.
Kane's going nuts. Do you see his feet?
Yeah.
Kane's got moves.
But yeah,
he's like, I'm gonna be mayor, bitch.
A lot of the Star Wars stuff that they did was brilliant.
Yeah, I agree. It's Seth MacFarlane who does the voice of Emperor Palpatine, right?
Yes. Yeah, it's Seth MacFarlane.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, the skit with that one Jedi that ended up working in like the cafeteria in the Death Star, and then they were like, "Hey, wait a minute!"
So much of his movements in that are perfect.
Yeah. It's like, you didn't give us crackers. It's so good.
But yeah, one of my all-time favorites that they did Star Wars-wise is the Emperor phone call.
Oh,
just because it led to the Star Wars specials being done.
Yep. God damn it.
I actually do like what Robot Chicken did with the Star Wars spoofs more than Family Guy. I love the first Family Guy one, but the last two I felt were really underwhelming, especially the third one.
Kate, I'm talking to Edward Underhill. You can follow him. He's also live streaming this on his channel.
But yeah, getting back to the Family Guy Star Wars episodes, the third one, in my opinion, was probably my least favorite of the three. I love the visual look of it, but I just felt some of the jokes either went way too long or they just fell flat. Like the bit where they're all nodding back and forth at the Sarlacc pit, I just felt they should have cut at least half of that out. Like, I get what they were spoofing, but I just felt it went way overboard.
Nah, I thought that joke was really good. I just think, obviously McFarlane didn't want to do them, but he was kind of made to do them because of ratings and stuff like that, you know?
Oh, is that what that was? Why Fox pressed him to do it? Because I know that the first one was because they had visited Lucas and he gave him, hey, Kate Fearless, but yeah, it was because they had been doing so many Star Wars jokes on the show that Fox said to them, if they were going to keep doing it, they had to get the clearances, otherwise they would get sued. So they sent the stuff to Lucasfilm. They got the go-ahead and said they could do it, and then that led to, I think, the episode getting done, and it was such a huge hit that they wanted to do the other two.
Yeah, that's according to McFarlane, is that he kept saying that they really, really were pushing him to do it, and he said he didn't want to. I don't do shout-outs, man. So stop spamming it, please. So that's just one thing that I remember him saying about that.
One other thing, though, that kind of bothers me still to this day, I get to an extent why they did it as far as the character casting, was Mort as Lando. I think part of that had to do with the fact that they had Cleveland as R2 already in the first one, and the stuff with him and Quagmire is gold.
Yeah, it was just, man, every like big joke and stuff that they tried doing in those other two movies didn't work for me. Like the one that I liked was when, like the only one that I liked from it was when Peter Griffith, or Han Solo or whatever in the Return of the Jedi, where he like made the Imperial troops dig their own graves with their helmets, and he's
that
just like
was
swearing
a little
the whole time.
That was a little dark, but it was. I get why you think that was funny though, but
it was just because everything else up until that point was just so blah and bland, where it's like, oh, thank you, something I could get behind.
But also the Carter being the Emperor was something that confused me because he was Owen in the first one. But I can see why they do that, have him as Carter, because he is kind of an antagonistic character on the series. But I just felt it would have made more sense as Death to have Death as the Emperor.
Yeah, it would have. It also would have been better too if they just wouldn't have done them. Well, it's like that, and I wish. Okay, you don't have good regular Family Guy cast members for this, right? Here's what they could have done. They could have just made up characters the way Robot Chicken did.
Yeah, true.
Like, make up a parody character. You know, you don't have to rip off, you don't have to use your own cast members. Just do something different. And that's what made the Robot Chicken ones so much better. Like, I could watch those endlessly, whereas, like, aside from the first one, Blue Harvest, I could not watch those again.
But yeah, Blue Harvest, that and Road to Rhode Island are my top two favorite episodes of Family Guy, of the ones that I've watched. I've watched up to the end of season 9. All the way through the show. I need to watch the last few seasons, which I know, from what I've heard, are not that good.
Yeah, I stopped after season 5. I made it to episode 100, and then after that I just stopped. The jokes weren't funny anymore.
Yeah, it felt like after the 100th episode, two-parter, that the show from that point on was kind of hit and miss, with the exception of a couple of episodes. Like the road shows, those are always entertaining, with the exception of Road to the North Pole. That one's kind of sketchy. But otherwise else, seasons 1 through 3, outstanding. 4 through 5 are good, and the first half of few episodes of season 6 are good. But yeah, from that point on, the show's pretty much hit and miss.
Yeah. Like, I started watching The Simpsons a year or two ago, having not watched it in years, and I thought a lot of it was actually pretty funny. Whereas, like, now if I went back to Family Guy, I couldn't do it. By the way, for everyone wondering, those guardrails that you see in the background, I had a set of those from the Wrestling Superstore. They look cool, but they don't stand up. I don't know what the hell the problem is with those things, but they fall over like it's nothing. Jasonator, his YouTube channel is Edward Underhill. And both of us are eliminated, so we're literally just watching the club beat up Kane.
Yeah. And then after this, we're going to do the main event, and then we're going to call it a night, because I got stuff I got to do tomorrow morning, and Chase has got to get ready for Mania and do his thing. So yeah, we're going to do one last match, and then we're going to call it a night, folks.
Kind of a good thing you asked me to do this when you did. I almost uninstalled this game the other day.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't like it.
It's tedious to play through at times, but I mean, it keeps you occupied when you got nothing to do. That's the main thing.
Yeah. It's like I'm going through and playing Batman Arkham Origins and Mass Effect and trying to mod my my PS Vita to run emulators, so it's like I've got so many better things to do than this game. And it's like I liked this game when it first came out. It made some major improvements, but it's not there yet. It is not there yet.
What are your hopes for 2K18 when that comes out?
I would like the game to be fun to play. When you're doing multi-band matches, I would prefer if they just weren't giant shit shows. Kane, are you going to come back and win this thing? This is going to be the this is going to be the Demon's like crowning achievement right here. But yeah, that's one thing. It's like I would like to have longevity in these games. I want the controls to be a lot easier than what they are. Everything just feels so stiff, unresponsive, unfocused, confusing. Like I'm watching like guys like 101 put up these channels where they're doing all these really cool things in this game, and it's like, oh, I would like to do that. Oh, I can't because the computer keeps reversing it, and none of it makes any sense, you know?
Oh, by the way, what are your thoughts on the, sorry to interrupt, but what's your thoughts on the women's tournament that's coming up in the summer?
I'm all for it. I'm probably going to be way more into it than the Cruiserweight Classic. I'm hoping it's as good as the UK tournament, though.
But yeah, getting back to the game, at some point, you, me, Captain McKay, and Skylar Mars should do a 4-man live stream if both of them are up to it.
And Skylar would be up to it. I don't think Cap usually buys the games, though. He'd probably down just to hang out and chat, though.
Oh, okay. But yeah, at some point, if Skylar is ever up to it, the three of us should definitely do like a 3-person live stream.
Sure.
Probably within the next couple of months, I guess. But I actually asked him if I could be on his podcast. I didn't get a response, but it would be cool if I did.
Yeah, as far as I know, he's busy interviewing wrestlers and training to become a wrestler, so it's like his time's just limited.
Yeah, and I totally understand that, though, but I just figured it was a shot in the dark. You know, if he says no, I'm totally understanding with that, but if he says yes...
Yeah. Yeah, no, it never hurts to ask.
But yeah, 2K18, I'm hoping that they have slightly better arena selections. Obviously, they're going to have the updated versions of the Raw and SmackDown stages. Obviously, they'd have an updated roster. And something aside from just a showcase mode that you gotta download. Like, if I had to pick one, I'd probably say like a Kurt Angle or Undertaker's career showcase.
Unbelievable. Kane with the comeback victory.
Hey, your team won, dude. That's the main thing.
I purposely lost because I was just done. So, thanks, Kane. Thank you very much. The other thing too, it's like I do not like the create a superstar system in this versus the last generation. Wasn't as buggy, wasn't as glitchy. They need to fix it.
Okay, so last match.
They need to bring back the paint tool.
Yeah, I can totally get that. So last match of the night, the main event, one-on-one match. Shinsuke Nakamura versus Eddie Guerrero.
Okay. Who's Nak? Who's Eddie?
I'll be Eddie Guerrero. I'll let you be the king of the strong style.
Sounds good to me. Okay, invite set. In just 1 second. And there it goes. say that for some reason the arenas just don't seem to be as good in this.
I'm not saying the arenas are terrible, I just wish they had a slightly better selection.
I'm gonna put this at Mania 32.
Good call.
I don't know how the hell they're gonna do the new arena, the WrestleMania 33 arena.
Yeah, that's gonna be interesting to see how they're gonna do that.
And that's kind of why I wish they had All-Stars in some freaking capacity, because I could only imagine the stuff that they could add into that game now. Like, if they had stages like that in there, you could climb up onto them and like jump off of the roller coaster and stuff. Like, God, that'd just be so much fun.
I need to go back to an amusement park at some point. Like the one that we have here in Canada, I don't know if you're familiar with Playland. I went there a lot growing up as a kid when I was in after-school care.
Yeah, no, I never heard of it.
But yeah, it's kind of similar to like Six Flags. I don't know how extensive Six Flags is, but it's kind of similar to that, where you got your roller coasters, you got your low-key rides. You've got vending machines all around the park, and then you got your, what's the word I'm thinking of? Concession stands and things like that. And then there you got the restaurants and whatnot. But yeah, that was a particular hot spot for after-school care centers when I was in like elementary school and middle school.
That's pretty cool, though. Yeah, Drew McIntyre has officially signed with WWE.
Oh, he's coming back, huh?
Yeah, he was at TakeOver.
What?
The Young Bucks won the Ring of Honor Tag Championships back from the Hardys.
I guess that possibly answers what's going to happen tomorrow.
What's gonna happen? Did you get the invite?
No, I haven't gotten it yet.
Oh, man. Alright, I'm gonna back out, and then I will send the invites again. As Chris Jericho would say, again.
Trey Coleman's asking if we think they'll make a WrestleMania 33 playset. I doubt they will, just because of how big it would be. If they did, that'd be badass, but I could see Extreme Sets probably doing it. I haven't checked out a lot of Extreme Set stuff, but that sounds like something they would make.
Yeah, they could. Obviously, it would just be all, cardboard and stuff like that.
I can't imagine how much money it costs to make that set. Okay, I got the invite.
Yeah, like...
I think that would easily be like a $200 set.
What, a Mattel or
Like-
Extreme Sets version?
Oh, Mattel.
Oh, yeah, Mattel, that would probably be close to $200. I mean, just to get it designed and just put together, it would be pretty extensive.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm guessing that set must have cost a couple $1 million worth to put together.
All I know is that their gate had better be huge.
Yep. Can you do title matches in private lobby crossovers, or just?
I don't know.
Okay, I am gonna
Nope.
do these two at some point for the Undisputed Championship on a live stream.
Sounds good.
But yeah, the next solo live stream I'm gonna do is probably gonna be either next weekend or the Easter weekend, and one of the featured matches for my fans who follow my channel will be Kalisto versus Triple H, Hell in a Cell for the Attitude Era Championship.
That's like the most over Kalisto has ever been.
I know.
This man will never reach these heights ever again.
Although I doubt Kalisto will ever get that far in his career, but if he becomes Cruiserweight champion, that'll be cool.
Yeah, I don't know what WWE is thinking when it comes to booking luchadors, but they do not do a good job of it. Like, they keep wanting to recreate Rey Mysterio. Stop doing that. Just make these guys their own.
I mean, you can't duplicate Rey Mysterio, because he was a one-of-a-kind guy.
Would you bring in Pentagon Jr. and say, hey, we want the kids to look up to you? Like,
do you think Rey will get inducted into the Hall of Fame next year?
Yeah, definitely. I mean,
who would you see inducting him though?
I wouldn't say next year, but you know, I mean, I'm not going to speculate on what time he'll go in, but he'll definitely be in the Hall of Fame. There's no doubt. It's got to be Chavo.
I would say Chavo. Obviously Eddie if he was still alive, but I could also see Dean Malenko or Chris Jericho inducting him, but Chavo would be a top choice.
Yeah, I can't see it being anybody else other than Chavo. Their history in WWE could be Vicky Guerrero, could also be Edge. Kate, you pretty much just answered your own question there.
And yes, I did see the countdown list of Chase's top 10. I did see the stop motion. Very bold, sir.
Hey, she's the one who kissed me.
Fair enough.
When death grabs you by the neck, all you can do is just pray to die quickly.
I love that they put the lowrider in this game for his entrance.
Right?
They need to make an official scale one. Even though I never got to watch Eddie wrestle, I have both of his DVDs. They are great.
I got to see him come down. I got to see him head on drive down towards the ring in a bright blue Cadillac, man. It was the coolest.
God, I wish he was still with us. He was a legend taken from us too soon.
Yeah. You just can't do that. Can't do the drugs, kids. It's going to catch up to you.
And their character model of him in this game is fantastic, by the way.
Oh, yeah, they did a great job. I'm glad they did this and not mullet Eddie Guerrero.
Oh, from 2002.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong, Eddie could rock a goddamn power mullet, but nah, Latino heat.
Yeah, crew cut Eddie works best.
That's one of WWE's best shirts right there, was Eddie Guerrero with the Scarface.
Oh, the Scarface homage shirt, yeah.
It's just badass. When I looked up the results and found out that Eddie Guerrero defeated Brock Lesnar, I lost it. I could not believe it. It was like there was like a 2 to 3 month period where he just slowly started to get built up like a main eventer, and I'm like, well, this is cool. And then, holy shit, he fucking won the title. Good times.
God, this would have been a dream match. If they ever do All-Stars 2, this has got to go on there.
Yeah, I would agree. One of the things I would have loved to have seen, and this is going back to where you were saying you wish Mattel would have made an authentic scale lowrider. I wish they would have done a vehicle series where where they make American Badass or Big Evil Undertaker with the motorcycle. You make Eddie Guerrero with his lowrider. You could make Sasha Banks come out in an SUV, and like you could have like a premium set that includes JBL with his limousine.
Or Austin with the beer truck.
Oh, Jesus.
What was your favorite Austin McMahon moments of the ones... I mean, I've seen a few of them. Obviously, the Bang 316 one was hilarious. Bedpan McMahon...
My favorite is the hospital where Mankind and Yerkel the Clown were there. Yeah, and he cracks him over the head with a bedpan. He hits him with the defibrillators. And then he like tries giving him an enema with an IV.
Yes!
It was just like, that was so over the top and ridiculous. And McMahon's bright red face selling of everything that was happening was just the best. Like the next time they were on Raw, McMahon was just like, "You violated me, Austin."
Crap, get back in the ring. There we go. But yeah, one of my, like, how many guys can whip their boss's ass, get paid to do it, and have fun? Like, that's,
right.
Regardless of the amount of crap Vince takes for not listening to his audience, I don't think anyone can deny he was not afraid to get his ass whooped for the delight of it, or the entertainment of the masses.
Kate, yeah, I do plan on getting or at least reading AJ Lee's book somehow.
I'm going to try and get it too.
Yeah, in regards to Vince, yeah, see, Vince will do anything to keep the company alive. If the company was in trouble, you bet your ass they would go back to the Attitude Era in a heartbeat. It'd take them a little while to rebuild, but damn, you know, they'll do it.
But yeah, as far as like, you know, of the Austin McMahon moments I've watched, I would say the bedpan one's probably the best. The first stunner, that was so freaking funny the way Vince sold that, but so bad at the same time.
Yeah, it was terrible.
It's like, if it was anyone else, Vince probably would have chewed them out when they got backstage, but because it was him, I think everyone was just like, oh, Vince, it was a fantastic bump.
His selling was hilarious, though, where he's just like,
Oops.
Sorry, referee. Oh, God. His selling of it was just hilarious.
Who do you think sold the stunner best?
Either The Rock or Scott Hall.
Yeah, The Rock, his stunner sells were hilarious. Like, he just flopped around the ring like a dead fish.
Shane has a good one, too.
Yeah.
I forget what the pay-per-view was, but Austin just came back and looking for the person that ran him over, and Shane was accusing Steve Blackman.
Unforgiven 2000. I haven't seen that show, but I know he was on that show, and he was asking who ran him over.
Yeah, and he stunned Blackman, and then he was drinking beers with Shane McMahon, and then he stunned Shane, and like Shane, like the second he took the stunner, like bounced off of it and like sprayed beer everywhere. It was great.
Yeah, there've been some stinkers as well. Like some of the guys like have sold it really bad. Like I've seen like clips on YouTube of the stunner sells, and there have been some bad ones.
Oh, of course there have. Linda's and Donald Trump's are probably the two worst. See, that's what I'm talking about. I ran at you. I'm hitting the strike button, and it just, they must have just bumped into each other. Ah. And I would like to see them do a WWE game without commentary. Like everyone agrees.
Commentary's a mixed bag.
Here's the thing: it's like everyone agrees, or the majority of everyone agrees, that either No Mercy and SmackDown Here Comes the Pain are the two best wrestling games of all time. You know what those games don't have? Commentary.
Did you hear that they're bringing Jim Ross back to commentate one of the matches on WrestleMania?
I did not hear that.
Yeah, apparently he is. I think it's the Universal Championship match, which I hope that does not stink the joint out.
If they're bringing back JR, I don't think it could.
Because I'm going to feel so bad for the crowd if that match goes less than 2 minutes and it goes on last.
Yeah. Like, here's the thing. I love Goldberg. I think that's the problem with WWE. They do not know how to keep... They don't know how to quit a nostalgic act. Like, what he did with Brock at Survivor Series. Okay, I get that. What he was doing in the Royal Rumble. I get that. Goldberg, you didn't win the Royal Rumble. You should not have gotten a title shot. It was just because Chris Jericho said, oh, you get a title shot, you know? So now it's like you got your main championship belt. Unless you're going to do something with Brock Lesnar, which it's clearly pointing to Brock Lesnar winning the match, correct?
Yeah, more than likely.
Then they have to have something big with this going forward. They need to stop letting these part-timer guys that show up. And I don't get me wrong, I love the part-timer guys. It's a nostalgic trip, and it's great. It's good for business. What happens when the guys like the guys that don't win at all these days, what happens when they become the nostalgic act and the next generation are jobbing to them and now they're not seen as good, you know?
Yeah, because I think if I remember correctly, the last time two full-time guys fought in the main event was 27 when it was Cena and Miz, which that was a fucking disaster.
I would argue that 30 had them.
Yeah, fair enough.
I would argue that 31 had them because Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns were there.
Yeah, true.
But
and Batista was a full-time guy, though, when he came back. He wasn't just a guy that just, was on Raw the next day he's away, like Lesnar or Goldberg or whatever.
That's the thing about Batista. He was planning on staying.
Yeah, I still feel really bad for what he went through. I wasn't a part of the quote-unquote witch hunt that went on, but I do think it was the wrong move to put him in the title hunt that early.
Yeah, I guess they had plans to actually have him versus Brock at SummerSlam for the belt.
Which I'm curious as to how long he would have held on onto the belt if he would have won it and they had not changed the plans.
He would have held it till SummerSlam and faced Brock.
It's
clear that's where they were going with it, but...
But yeah, listening to him on Jericho's podcast and listening to some of the clips that I've heard of it, I feel really bad for him and what he went through.
Yeah, I agree. But I honestly, it's like, I'm glad they had plans for him and they might have been good, but I didn't want him in the title picture. We all wanted Bryan.
God, that was a crazy match.
Yeah, that was really good.
Yeah, not a 5-star classic, but pretty darn close.
Yeah. Sweet, man. This was a lot of fun. Thank you for the invite.
Yeah, we gotta do this again sometime, man.
Most definitely.
All right, everyone, that's going to do it for the night. Thank you to everyone that showed up to both halves of the live stream. This was Edward Underhill. I will see all of you tomorrow night with my WrestleMania 33 review.
And this is Chase, that guy with the gloves. I'm going to be doing something for Mania tomorrow, whether it's just live streaming on Instagram or live streaming on YouTube as well. I might do a discussion after Mania just to give you guys my thoughts. I might have a list to write some of these thoughts down on. Hint, hint, wink, wink. Anyway, that's going to do it for me. Edward, you have yourself a good night.
Same to you, man.
All right, guys, everyone, take care, and I'll see you next time.